So today we're going to be hooking up a soaker hose to the outside spout. This is the thing we're going to be using to control it, the Orbit 2-outlet advanced hose faucet timer. It looks like this. Water comes in the top and out the bottom. So just going to show you real quickly how to program it. By default, it'll be on off. Skip past auto. First thing you want to do is set the clock, which you will do, of course, by pressing plus and minus until you get the right time. You can also see down here, it'll want you to set the current day. You can set it to, I'll show you later on, you can actually have it go just on certain days of the week. You can have it every day. Step 1 though, set the clock. Start time. There are 3 time zones up here, A, B, and C. Station 1 and 2 refers to these 2 outputs here. Output number 1, output number 2. You can have one completely manual, one automatic, which is actually how we're going to be setting it up today. So to set the start time. So to set the start time, it'll start here on time A, the first time of day that you want it to water. You don't have to do all 3. If you only want it once a day, just do A. We have A and B, one for morning, one for evening. But to switch between them, you would just hit the back button here, the little arrow, and it goes to the next one. So nothing on C. Go back to A. You can select, of course, the start time just by doing the up and down arrows, as you can see. So we want it at 6 a.m. So on time A, if you hit the station button, that'll flash. You could do number 2 if you want to set another time on here, or if you want to set it so that not only the first one but the second one goes. While the 2 is flashing, you hit plus to add it. To remove something, you hit minus. It's pretty straightforward. So we'll head back. We'll just leave station 1. We had already set that for 6 a.m. Time B is only going to be station 1 at 5:30 p.m. So let's say we're doing it in the morning. How long do you want it to run for? Go back to time A and just turn this here from start time to how long. By doing that, we have set for 60 minutes. You can, of course, do, well, however long you want it to water for, and just through station 1. So if you have 2 things hooked up, you want this one to run at 6 a.m. for 10 minutes and this one to run at 6 a.m. for 30 minutes, you should be able to go through here and control that by hitting the station button there. But only one station 1. So that's how long. It's going to run for 60 minutes. But how often do we want it to run for 60 minutes at 6 a.m.? Turn this one more time to how often. So you can see A up here. So I would recommend hitting that just to cycle through, because at first A didn't have any of those boxes circled, or whatever you want to call them, boxed in. Highlighted. Those Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. INT, intermittent, you could do every second day, every third day, stuff like that. But to go, let's see. So now that we're in A, you hit the plus sign and go down here. Now through each day, once again, minus deselects it. So if I went through right now and left it like this, it would not do it on Sunday, it would do it every other day of the week. But we want it 7 days a week. So I'll hit the plus, and you hit the next arrow. And you would go through each one and hit plus, next. As you can see, it's already been done. Okay, then you would go also to here, the second time of day that you want it to run for. So at 5:30 p.m., how long, or how many days a week do we want it to run? All 7 days a week. Now that that's all done, flip it to auto. Clicking noise is it opening and closing the valves accordingly. And next start time is 4
hours, 5 minutes.
Is 4 hours and 5 minutes from now. There we go. Next start time 4 hours, 5 minutes away. So let's go hook it up. Get onto here. Like I said, we had station 1 be the one that we want the soaker hose to run through. So the existing hose here, we're going to put in station 2 over here, the second output, and leave that one as manual. So, first to disconnect this, get this here on there first and foremost. Pops on just like that. Turn it a bit so the sun isn't directly on the screen. So this one here would be the manual one. And then we have the soaker hose here. Basically, it looks like a normal hose. When it's on the ground, it just lets water run through it and kind of sweats out. So that way it soaks into the ground. It's better for groundwater instead of just spraying the plants and letting it all evaporate. This here will actually get them more water. It's a little more efficient too. Or a lot more efficient, I should say. Okay, so we actually ran it before hooking this up. I'll show you that in a second. So this end here, just connect to output 1. Make sure they're all not super tight, but make sure it's enough to where it won't come off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and test it. First off, turn on the water. Right now we have it set to off. I'm going to go ahead and hit manual. See if it'll work.
Press and hold.
Press it, hold it. Okay, well, go ahead and set it to auto.
Oh, there we go.
And then hit it once. It's flashing. It says
and
on.
And then see the raindrop.
There's a little raindrop up there saying it's on. As you can see on the hose here, it is sweating out water. So what we ended up doing was looping it. You loop it around the base of the plant, so that way it'll all soak in right near where the plants are. That one we actually didn't loop through. This one here, loop it around. This one, loop it around the tomato plants here. So you can see, looped it around. Some of them are, up a little bit, but it's still going to drip down into the soil and help water the plant a little bit better. Make more groundwater instead of surface water that will evaporate. Use some zip ties here to tie these to the handle, not super tight again, but just enough so that it doesn't flop all over the place. And that's how you go ahead and install a soaker hose and set the timer. As you see, it's working. So I'm going to go turn it off, and that's how you do that. Thanks for watching.